Now, when John Kerry took over the role of US Secretary of State, the Syrian conflict would have been very near the top of his to-do list. Now he's arrived in Rome for his first meeting with key figures in the Syrian opposition.
US Foreign Secretary John Kerry is to attend the Friends of Syria conference in Rome later today, where he'll meet the head of Syria's opposition national coalition. On Wednesday, he attended a dinner with the foreign ministers of 23 transatlantic countries as part of his first European tour in the post, and at the conference he'll be joined by his counterparts from France, Qatar and Turkey, in the hope of finding a solution to the two-year conflict that's killed an estimated 70,000 people so far.
Kerry spoke with French leaders ahead of the talks. He met in Paris with President François Hollande and Foreign Minister Laurent Fabius. Kerry said Assad needs to know he cannot shoot his way out of the current situation.
We appreciate French leadership in Syria, including the steadfast support for the Syrian Opposition Council and Coalition, and the repeated condemnation in concert with the United States of the Assad regime's criminal behavior, including last week's indiscriminate Scud attacks on Aleppo. We all agree that the time has passed for President Assad to heed the voice of his people and the voice of the people in the world.
On the eve of the talks, Kerry said the U.S. wants a political solution, but to achieve that, it's time to change Syrian President Bashar al-Assad's calculation.
He needs to know that he can't shoot his way out of this. And so we need to convince him of that. And I think the opposition needs more help in order to be able to do that.
The opposition almost boycotted the meeting. They want the West to give them military weapons. The Obama administration won't go that far.
We are constantly reviewing the nature of the assistance we provide to both the Syrian people in the form of humanitarian assistance and to the Syrian opposition in the form of non-lethal assistance.
The opposition's leader, Muaz al-Khatib, has said he is willing to talk to representatives of Assad's government. But his coalition still insists before such talks can start, Assad has to step down.
It is clear that the Americans and the Russians are trying to rescue the Geneva Accord that was reached back in June. It's clear that they're going to do everything possible to get over the so-called the knot of Assad, meaning that they have agreed so far that let's not start with asking Bashar al-Assad to step down. Let us just get over that knot for now, and we'll see what happens next.
Assad's ally, the Russians, want more pressure put on the opposition not to insist on such demands at this stage.
We've noticed the need to influence both the government and, first of all, the opposition to persuade them not to come up with unrealistic requests as preconditions for the start of dialogue. It seems extremists who bet on a military solution to Syrian problems and block initiatives to start dialogue have for now dominated the ranks of the Syrian opposition, including the so-called Syrian National Coalition.
For now, there is agreement among the world powers to push for a political settlement. If that doesn't work, the opposition wants world leaders to promise that their countries will intervene militarily to remove Assad. In Aleppo and across Syria, fighting and dying goes on, and more Syrians pay dearly for it.